They say in Lisbon you fall in love, but in Porto you fall in love with life. This is the place where wine is cheaper than water, sunsets look like they're straight out of a movie, and everywhere you turn, tiles, tiles, and more tiles. Welcome to 100 Hours in Porto, a city that not nearly enough people are talking about. From everything I wish I knew before coming, to all the incredible food that made me never want to leave, and every little moments in between. Even though I'm surrounded by some of the best restaurants in Porto, all I crave after a long travel day is a juicy, cheesy smash burger and a bit of people watching. The beef patties are cooked to perfection, and the acidic pickles cut through the richness and bring out all the flavor. Honestly, when it comes to burgers, there's no such thing as a bad one.
Bom dia, meu amigo. Let's go get some breakfast.
But not before you climb what feels like a million hills. So make sure you're wearing comfy shoes, otherwise you'll be running around for band-aids before the day even starts. All that panting and sweating will be totally worth it once you take a bite of this Eggs Benedict with a spicy shrimp twist. Sounds wild, but it absolutely works. Bold, creamy flavors piled high on a flaky, buttery croissant. Trust me, there's no better way to kickstart the day. After a whole day of wandering in the city in completely inappropriate shoes, I was so ready for some proper, hearty Portuguese food.
This is probably the most iconic dish the city has to offer, Francesinha, which literally means little French woman.
Although there's nothing dainty about it.
Devour me like one of your French girls.
Born in the 1950s, Francesinha is what happens when a Portuguese guy looks at a croque monsieur and says, "Let's go bigger." Steak, ham, sausages, smothered in cheese, drenched in a rich, spicy tomato and beer sauce. And as if that wasn't enough, topped it with a fried egg. The result? A mammoth of a meat sandwich. Terrible for your health, but excellent for your soul.
The guy said it's made from brioche bread. Mmm.
Gazela, the legendary no-frill spot that even Anthony Bourdain couldn't resist. They're known for cachihinos, or the Portuguese take on a hot dog, a tiny toasted sandwich filled with thin grilled sausage, melty cheese, and just the right amount of spicy kick. Pair it with an ice-cold superbog, and you're set. It's truly the kind of place you should go out of your way for, simple food done incredibly well. A slice of local life served with beer foam and sausage grease.
This is ovos. It's a classic dessert from this area. Almost reminds me of the salted duck egg yolk.
Nothing hits the spot quite like fried food after a full day spent walking under the blazing sun. A fried blooming onion with black garlic sauce to start. Crispy, messy, and totally addictive. Then comes the meat and mushroom risol with a hint of truffle. But of course, the main event has to be a juicy steak smothered in onion sauce followed by some grilled pork ribs. Tender, smoky, and unapologetically satisfying. It's a lot of onion, a lot of meat, and definitely something tomorrow me will have opinions about. But if the Portuguese know one thing, aside from pastries and poetry, it's how to do meat right.
They make that in the Christmas. I'm just expressing love right now. Come on.
Before I left the tour, I had to ask our guide for his favorite restaurant in Porto, and that's how I ended up at Antunes. This place is known for its pernil asado, or slow-roasted marinated pork leg.
And now my favorite part of the day.
I've had my fair share of pork legs, but nothing quite compares to this one. Fall apart tender and packed with flavor. The zesty oranges add a refreshing sweetness that perfectly balances the richness of the meat. all wrapped in a fragrant herby sauce. It's one of those comforting rustic dishes that makes you instantly get why it's a local favorite. Another dish I was keen to try was the tripas and mota de Porto, a hearty stew of beef tripe, slow-cooked for hours with white beans, carrots, and smoky cured meats. The tripe was so silky and delicious, adding a wonderful texture that tied the whole thing together. Safe to say, this ended up being my favorite food spot in Porto. Moral of the story? When in doubt, ask a local.
Deixa que hoje eu vou ser o seu calor. Sei que tá friozinho, já sei como é. Sei que o nosso amor aquece.
How long would you wait for breakfast? For me, half an hour for the most creative toast at Floresta Cafe is a no-brainer. Grilled cheese, strawberry jam, cream cheese, mashed avocado, pistachios, and fresh strawberries. All piled high on 2 pieces of toast, and it just works. Maybe there's something to get hung about after all. Strawberry fields forever.
Go!
Surprisingly, I haven't been to a seafood restaurant the entire trip. So for my last meal in Porto, I went all in, getting all the signature dishes at one of the city's most recommended spots.
Fried squid. It doesn't look fried though. I thought it would look more like calamari or something.
But either way, it blew me away.
Oh my god.
Unbelievably tender, drenched in olive oil, salt, garlic, and parsley. For mains, I first tried the grilled octopus. Yes, I've seen my octopus teacher, I know how smart they are. But when it's grilled to perfection, topped with smoky red peppers and finished with high-quality olive oil, I stand no chance. And then there's the seafood rice, arroz de marisco. I think most people are more familiar with its Spanish cousin, paella, but this dish deserves its own spotlight. It's soupier, creamier, and even more comforting. A perfect end to a city that feeds you in every sense. Porto isn't a place you visit, it's a place you feel. In 100 hours, it reminded me to slow down, look around, and simply be. I spent the last hour watching the sunset, soaking it all in. A moment that perfectly captures the essence of the Portuguese way of life. Simple, soulful, and deeply present.